Welcome to A Cup of History, a podcast where we explore key events and figures from world history. I'm Chris, your host, and together with our experts Jesse and Emily, we'll make world history easy to understand and engaging for everyone. Looking for the perfect podcast for your drive? Tune into A Cup of History. We release new episodes 4 times a week on podcasts and twice a week on YouTube. Subscribe now and learn something new while you're on the go. Hey Jesse, Emily. I'm a huge fan of McDonald's. I've been eating their Big Macs forever. But I don't really know the story behind it. How did it all start?
Great question, Chris. Let's go back to 1940. McDonald's started out in San Bernardino, California, as a simple drive-in restaurant. It was founded by 2 brothers, Richard and Maurice McDonald, who had this vision of a fast, efficient food service. They called it the Speedy Service System.
That's right, Jesse. Their system was revolutionary for the time. They simplified the menu to just a few items, mainly hamburgers, fries, and drinks. They focused on serving quickly and consistently.
Oh wow, I didn't realize it started so early. But when did it turn into the global giant it is today?
That would be in the mid-1950s, Chris. A businessman named Ray Kroc came into the picture. In 1955, he joined McDonald's as a franchise agent. Ray saw the potential to expand the business far beyond California.
And he wasn't wrong. In fact, he was so determined that in 1961, he bought the McDonald brothers out entirely for $2.7 million. A hefty sum back then.
Whoa, that's intense. Did Ray Kroc change anything big after that?
He sure did. Ray was all about turning McDonald's into a global brand. He introduced the Golden Arches, which became the company's iconic logo, and started opening franchises across the U.S.
Exactly. Kroc's vision wasn't just about fast food. It was about making McDonald's a consistent, recognizable brand anywhere you go. By the 1960s, McDonald's was well on its way to becoming the international sensation it is today.
So the Golden Arches weren't part of the original McDonald's?
No, they came later. The first logo had a little chef mascot called Speedy, but the arches became the official logo in 1962 as a symbol of Kroc's vision for growth.
Interesting. What about the menu? Was it always burgers and fries?
Well, in the beginning, yes. The focus was on the basics, burgers, fries, and drinks. But over time, McDonald's expanded its menu to cater to changing tastes. For instance, they introduced the Filet-O-Fish in 1965, and by the 1970s, we had breakfast items like the Egg McMuffin.
So that's why McDonald's seems to have everything now. What was their most successful menu item?
Hands down, the French fries. They're actually the best-selling item, followed closely by the Big Mac, which came along in 1967.
No wonder. I can't imagine a meal without those fries. So, now that I know how McDonald's started, how did it become so huge around the world?
That's a great question. After Ray Kroc took over in the 1960s, his vision was to make McDonald's a global brand. His first step toward this was international expansion. In 1967, McDonald's opened its first international locations in Canada and Puerto Rico.
That move set the stage for even more growth. By the early 1970s, McDonald's was expanding rapidly across Europe and Asia. For instance, in 1971, they opened in Japan, Australia, and the Netherlands. It wasn't just about adding restaurants. They made sure each new country adapted to McDonald's values and standards.
Wow, I can imagine that wasn't easy. Different countries must have had different tastes and expectations.
Exactly. That's why McDonald's created something called glocalization. It's a combination of being a global brand but adapting locally. They knew that people in each country had unique food preferences. So while the Big Mac might be standard across the world, McDonald's introduced new items specific to each country's tastes.
Glocalization? That's an interesting term. Can you give me an example of how they did that?
Sure, Chris. Take India, for example. Beef is not widely eaten there due to religious reasons, so McDonald's introduced the Makalu Tikki, which is a vegetarian burger made with potatoes. The Lowerger. They also have a chicken Maharaja Mac, which replaces the beef patty with chicken.
That's clever. They still offer the classic McDonald's experience, but make sure it's something people in India would actually eat.
Exactly. And it's not just India. In Japan, they serve the ebi fileo, a shrimp burger, and in France, you can order a croque McDo, which is their version of the croque monsieur sandwich. Each of these items blends the essence of McDonald's with local culinary traditions.
That's awesome! So they still keep their identity but tweak things just enough to make everyone happy.
Right. It's a fine balance. While they adapt to local tastes, they also maintain a core menu that keeps the brand consistent. The Big Mac, fries, and soft drinks are almost universally available.
But the real magic behind McDonald's global success wasn't just the menu. It was the business model, specifically franchising. Ray Kroc was a genius when it came to creating a franchise system that allowed McDonald's to grow quickly, without sacrificing quality.
How did franchising help them grow so fast?
By franchising, McDonald's didn't have to own and operate every single restaurant. Instead, local business owners could invest in opening their own McDonald's, but they had to follow strict guidelines set by the company. This meant rapid expansion with a consistent customer experience.
And Ray Kroc didn't just leave it at that. He set up Hamburger University in Illinois to train franchisees and managers. This way, they learned how to replicate McDonald's success in their own markets, ensuring that every McDonald's restaurant delivered the same quality and service, no matter where it was.
That's genius! So no matter where you are, you can trust that your burger is going to taste the same.
Exactly. That's the consistency that has helped McDonald's become such a familiar name across the globe. But they didn't stop with just consistency in food. They even expanded into real estate. Did you know McDonald's is one of the largest real estate companies in the world?
Wait, real estate? How's that connected to selling burgers?
It's a big part of their business model, Chris. McDonald's often owns the land and buildings where their restaurants are located, and they lease them to the franchisees. This way, even if the restaurant struggles, McDonald's still makes money from the rent.
I see. So they're not just a fast food company, they're in the real estate game too.
Exactly. And that strategy has given McDonald's financial stability, allowing them to keep growing globally, even during tough economic times. By the 1990s, McDonald's was well established in over 100 countries.
I had no idea they were so smart about it. How many countries are they in now?
Today, McDonald's operates in over 100 countries with more than 40,000 restaurants worldwide. They serve about 69 million customers every single day. Imagine that, 69 million people eating McDonald's every day.
That's mind-blowing. It's like their food has touched every corner of the globe. I guess the Big Mac has become a true world traveler.
Yes, it has. And because of its global reach, McDonald's has become a symbol of globalization. It's even part of what people call the McDonaldization of society.
McDonaldization? What's that?
It's a term used to describe how businesses use the same principles as McDonald's: efficiency, predictability, and control to structure their operations. McDonald's has influenced not only how food is served, but also how many businesses think about growth and customer experience.
Wow, McDonald's really changed the world in more ways than just burgers. I never thought about it like that.
Yep, and it's still evolving. Even today, McDonald's keeps introducing new items and innovating to stay relevant in different parts of the world.
I've learned so much. I never knew McDonald's had such a complex and interesting history.
And there's still more to talk about. In the next episode, we can dive into the challenges they've faced and how they've managed to stay on top for so long.
Can't wait for that. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, we release new episodes 4 times a week on podcasts and twice a week on YouTube. Subscribe now and keep learning something new, even on the go.